So, welcome, Matt. What is your role at the academy?
So I am YD phase lead, so I kind of oversee the under 13s to 16s, mainly with the 15s and 16s and leading that cell. So taking the games, taking the sessions, work with the players' ILPs and just overseeing the programme as a whole, and obviously making sure the structure of the sessions and everything's in line, and work with the coaches and the players within that.
And before you came to Coventry City, what's your background in football?
So I've been to various academies in my career. Worked at Curva Coaching before that as well. I left the role as academy manager at Chesterfield before I came here. I was looking to get back into coaching and not so much the management side of the academy. So this opportunity came up, which was great for me to get back on the grass and work with players, because that's where my biggest passion is really, and kind of getting the most out of their development and taking a real ownership on that side. So yeah, being head of coach and being academy manager gave me a good insight into that side of the academy world. But for me personally, I see myself as a coach and someone who works with the players predominantly, and that's what I've really enjoyed. So being here for 3.5 years now and had a real good impact and influence on those players, and it's great to see some of them coming through the system and doing really well. So yeah, it's been really good.
So now as part of that, you're now doing a doctorate as well.
Yeah.
Can you just tell us a bit about what that involves?
Yeah, so I did my master's degree at the University of Birmingham 12 years ago. And that was in skill acquisition, and that was with adolescent footballers. And so I was looking for something to get back into in a theory base. I wanted to do an applied element to it, and I wanted it to work in line with what we're doing at the academy. So the ILP programme and that position specific programme is something that we have, but we don't necessarily push it to the limit that we could. So the doctorate gave us a chance to almost say, well, look, let's do a doctorate research that I can lead and improve our ILP programme and position specific programme in order to get the best out of our players. So ultimately it's to try and improve the players' development, but it's also a chance for me to then develop some ideas in regards to kind of individual development and position specific, and then use the applied research then over the next 12 months effectively to try and develop our programme to be as good as it can be. So it allows us to almost work side by side with the programme that we're doing anyway and the players that we've got, but it also gives me the chance to develop in my own development in the doctorate, as well as ultimately trying to improve the players.
So that's something that's going to be of huge benefit then to the academy and yourself personally as well.
Yeah, I hope so. Ultimately, I'm here to try and get the best out of our players. So if this doctorate can help that and the programme can improve the players we've got, then that's fantastic, because we want to get the best out of the players that we have. We want to get the best programme possible for them. So this doctorate will allow us to almost evaluate it throughout the year and see how can we improve it. So instead of saying this is what we've got from day one, we're going to continue it on. We're going to continually reflect and review it to kind of improve it. So and then talk to the staff and talk to the players about how we can improve that through that. So by the end of our 12-month intervention, we should have a programme that we're really pleased with, that we know is getting the maximal out of it. We'll ultimately want to get our players as ready for that scholarship professional game as possible. So under 16s, they've almost got as much a strong skill set and understanding of their position and role as possible, and that's what hopefully this programme develops.
And just reflecting on the season so far, how has it been for you?
Oh, it's been a really good season so far, in truth. Our under-16s have had a really great season. We've done really well in games. It's not so much always about results, but performance has been really positive. We've been able to get 9 scholars out of the group that we've had, and we've added a couple of other players from outside, but really good players who are coming in. So we really feel like we've got a really strong group to go into under-17s next year, and we think will really help the group that's just gone through from last year. And again, last year there was 11 players that we took from our 16s group that pushed on. So we've got a real good core of players that have been through our programme. So it's not that we've had to go outside to get players in. We've got a real strong core of players that understand the culture and the values and are of a top level. And the under-15s have had a really good season because they came top of their floodlit qualifier group that was hosted here, and then we've been in the Premier League qualifier floodlit cup, and we've had Arsenal, Norwich and Watford. And we've done really well. We've competed really strongly. We've won a couple of games, we've had a few defeats, but we've been brilliant in regards to how they've applied themselves against Cat 1 opposition, and the lads have really learnt a lot. Great experiences, that they can really look back on, be proud about, but also learn a lot from. So yeah, they're in a really good place, and now our next challenge is obviously pushing those 15s up to the 16 scholar period, and that's another challenge for the next year. It's also been great to see under 14 stepping up to there and actually handling themselves and doing really well. And yesterday we had a game and under 13 played in it, and he was brilliant. So we're seeing these young players coming through and giving them opportunities, experiences that really kind of changing for their mindset and almost taking them out of comfort zones and seeing how they deal with the next stage and the pressure. And actually we're finding that they're dealing really well with it, and which is really good to see. And obviously that's only going to help their development.
So stepping up against the Cat 1 academies and also on age groups, It's obviously something that's really important then.
Yeah, look, you've got to challenge your players, and we've got to constantly keep them kind of always facing new obstacles or kind of challenges, so that way they don't get too comfortable. Obviously, you want to try and put them out of their comfort zones. You want to make sure they feel a bit uncomfortable with certain things. Obviously, the under 13 lad hasn't played under 15's floodlit game, so he was kind of thrown into that, away from home, had to travel on the bus. His parents didn't come, and it's almost like a whole different experience. I must say, our lads were brilliant with him, and as a group, they're a really good bunch of lads. But then he just thrived in it, you know. So again, you don't know sometimes where a player's going to actually succeed in that or not. And if they don't, then it's all part of the learning. And when they do, it's brilliant to see. And obviously, this group have really come on and matured this year from a group that probably needed a little bit more mindset work in regards to their kind of belief in themselves, as much as understanding how to play the game as a team. And now they're really pushing on, and the energy from them is really positive. And obviously, that momentum is really good to see. And our challenge as coaches now is to keep challenging and stretching them to see if they can deal with the next level, and obviously then learning and teaching as they go about how they can kind of navigate the next few years of their journey. But no, it's really positive where they're at, and obviously we're, as a staff, I think we're really enjoying it as well. I mean, that's a big part of it. It's got to be enjoyable, it's got to be fun, they've got to want to come here, and it's got to be engaging. But then with that, it's got to be demanding, and obviously an intensity that's there to push them and challenge them. If we get that environment right, then I think we've got a really good phase and a really good kind of environment that's going to challenge them and push them. That's going to get them ready for the next stage after that. But really happy where we're at right now, and I think things are going really well.